Hey,
Right.
hey, what's up, brother?
Hi, Lion. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain, man. How about you?
Looking good. Good, good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you so much. Thanks for hopping in, Lion. Just for
Absolutely.
context to people who are watching, Lion is the head of customer success and operations for one of the biggest marketing agencies in Texas, Austin. So I'm inviting him today to give his testimonial about the service and the experience that he's been having with us during the past 3 to 4 months. Yeah, so if you can just like start with giving us a quick presentation about yourself, your team, your operations, and everything, and then we can take it from there.
Absolutely. I basically manage and lead the customer success team, the sales team, the fulfillment team. From an operational standpoint, I drive a lot of the projects in the company. My main goal in the company is kind of keeping revenue aligned, whether that means in moving company projects along, ensuring clients are serviced in a timely manner, and just making sure that we, keep the revenue high in the company by any means possible. So that's kind of like what my role is.
Awesome. AKA a lot of headaches, right?
Yeah, exactly. Managing everything essentially.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to ask you, like, what were the main inefficiencies that you guys were struggling with that made you reach out to us for help and just like to benefit for our services?
Absolutely. So I would say the main thing that we were having as an issue in the company is that it was taking a long time to get eyes on things like fulfillment costs for clients, due dates for billing, revenue cycles. It's just taking a long time to calculate all of that, and we were doing a lot of that manually. And so whenever we would have to have a meeting or something like that, you would literally spend hours preparing for a meeting, just having to, do calculations. And if we were talking to a client, for example, and we wanted to figure out if we wanted to upgrade a package or something, we'd have to do calculations for that. We'd have to reach out to another team member. There's just a lots of stuff that we were getting time blocked on.
Yeah, and like just like to understand the opportunity cost exactly, like what would have happened if you guys like did not act on like all the struggles that you've been having. I think like that was like mainly during August, September,
Yes,
October.
August, September. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so I would say the main thing, and it's a very common adage in business, is that money loves speed, right? And when you have a validated business where you are already doing pretty well, you've proven your service and you've started to sell at scale. The challenge is that you really want to make decisions very quickly. And the longer that you take to make decisions, it creates a ripple effect in the business, which can be either negative or positive, right? And so what was happening is because we were spending such a long time doing those calculations and trying to figure out our data, that resulted in turn in longer decision-making cycles. And so we were taking very long to pivot, which would of course give, you're losing opportunities every time that you're taking a long time to make a decision, right? So the good thing now, is that we have a lot more visibility into each department. We know exactly what's going on with one department, exactly what's going on with the clients, exactly what's going on with revenue, exactly what's going on with fulfillment. We have a very clear idea of the financing and sales, of course. So we are able to make decisions a lot more effectively. And without having to stop and spend a lot of time doing that's the main thing. And unfortunately I was the one that was in charge of doing all the calculations. So it made my work days a lot longer. And this has really sped up my workflow immensely.
just to give an idea for people who are watching, like what were the deliverables, right? And second, if you can give us some quantifiable outcomes in terms of, I would say revenue, cost, time, both quantitative and qualitative.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to give away our agency secrets, so I'll keep it very vague. But so the thing is, one of the main, I'll give an example of where we've seen immediate revenue effect is because we're able to now calculate very quickly by just looking at a dashboard what our cost to fulfill a client is. That's one area where now, as I said, we can really determine, okay, can we offer this client a better package? Sometimes we have clients that, and this is just natural with agencies, right? You have churn. And we have clients that would have churned and potentially because we're able now to give them a better price or give them a better deal because we have that data available. Again, we can make that decision on that call instead of having to say, hey, Mr. Client, we'll get back to you. We have them on the call at that moment. We're able to make that decision. And I mean, it's a matter of losing thousands of dollars a month versus retaining them. And maybe we take a little hit on on the total revenue that we generate. But because we know that our cost to fulfill might be very low, we can still make a significant profit on that client and retain them at a lower price. And so I would say, like at a quantifiable level, this month alone, I would say we have maybe about 3 or 4 clients where we've upsold them by, and given them better deals on pricing per appointment. And so probably about $10,000 worth just in the first couple of weeks of this month. And then we have clients that had churned before that we didn't realize how good their cost of fulfillment was. And so we were now able to reach out to these clients and say, hey, Mr. Client, it's been a while since you've been with us. We're able to actually offer you, we know that you enjoyed working with us, but maybe price was too much. Now we can offer you a better package. And you can come back at a package that makes a little bit more financial sense, but at the same time, on our side, we're able to fulfill that client and still make a good amount of profit. And being able to like look at the dashboard and go down the client list and maybe even clients that have churned, as I said before, go down that client list and pick out clients that had really good cost to fulfill, reach out to them, you bring them back on the CS side. I mean, it makes a world of a difference. I mean, just this month, as I said, on the upsell side, we have maybe about 10,000 on the bringing back side and reselling, maybe 5 to 10K again. And we have another maybe 10K in the pipeline too. And bear in mind, sorry to cut you off, bear in mind, that's just like half a month. Like that doesn't count for what the future months holds. So, and again, we're in a business that's multi six figure, almost, we've breached 7 figures many times, right? So multi six figure, 7 figure run rate. Again, if you have a manager that's saving hours a day every single week, that compounds immensely. No, that's 2 or 3 hours that I could be spending on coaching my teammates and making them sharper, having department leaders become sharper or do different tasks. And for the other department leaders I can speak about, we have one, for example, that's in charge of fulfillment more than I do, because we used to ping him all the time if we're on a client call and we're trying to save a client. We'd ping him and say, hey, can you get this to us in like 10, 20, 30 minutes? And he would have to stop whatever he's doing, going and the calculations to get that math done so that we could know where we could, go with that client. So at a quantitative level, I mean, immense hours per day. I know as I said, for me, at least 2 to 3. For him, probably half his day was spent doing calculations.
Yeah.
So I know that that's a lot for him. And then as far as just and predicting revenue, it's made it immensely easier to do that because we had, like we talked about with the spreadsheets, we had to be jumping between one spreadsheet here for client fulfillment, one spreadsheet for client success, one spreadsheet for sales, one spreadsheet for tracking finance, going into the CRM to make sure that everything is in the right spot. And so now, because we have like as we call it, right, the source of truth, we're able to like very quickly update and it forces us also as a team to be much more meticulous in the way that we do things. So we're very much more organized than we were before. So we've held the team to a very high standard in that regard. Everyone knows that different things need to be done as soon as either a client comes on or a client is offboarded or a payment comes in. We know that there are different things that need to happen, and it forces every team member to do their job effectively and very smoothly. And that's been an immense help in terms of saving time and just making sure that the team as a whole as well becomes more efficient.
Yeah. How was it like working with us in terms of like speed, availability, quality for gathering requirements?
Absolutely. Great experience. I mean, I would say that we're pretty much friends now because of how great the experience was. So no, it's been a great experience, man. And the date as far as the actual project and like what it looks like, everything has been done immaculately. All the data that we need to see is there. You made very, very good recommendations too, because sometimes in a project like this, we don't really know exactly what to expect. We kind of have an outline for what we want, but we don't know how to necessarily put it into action, right? And so you coming in, you were able to kind of like help us organize our thoughts and actually build out exactly what we wanted. And I would say it came out better than we thought it would, to be honest. So no, that was really well done. It was a project well done. And in terms of like responses, you were very responsive. I know, we could message you almost any time of day. And I know we're people that we work very late. So we message you at all times of night and we still pretty much get a response. So no, you made yourself available. We had many calls, to go over stuff and again, the project was very well done, and even better than what we wanted, honestly. So
100%.
would recommend you guys 100%,
Yeah, thank you so much, Lion. Thank you. Do you
of
have like
course.
any last word to say for anyone who's trying like to book a call with us or like take us as a partner to like optimize all their operations and automate their backend? Do you have anything to say to them in general, just like before we close the call?
Absolutely. Just as a final word, and again, I don't want to be the guy to seem like I know it all, but just to give some practical business advice. I've been in business for the past 10 years. Speed is extremely important when you have a validated offer or a validated service. And if you don't have a system like this in place that are able to compile all of your data into one place and help you see it and make decisions effectively, you're going to lose opportunities. So if you have a business that's validated, it's doing multi-six, multi-seven figures a year, definitely get with that bell, use all of your stuff together, and you'll be able to, make much more effective decisions.
All
That
right.
would be my advice.
A generous call, brother. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Absolutely, brother. No
Yeah.
problem, no problem,
Thank
brother.
you so much.
All right,
Take care.
take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.